We've got a whole lot of college basketball to talk, and we've got Craig Trapp joining us. Just a reminder, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube page and hit the bell if you want notifications every time we post a new video. NC State hosting Wake Forest. The Pack is favored in this one, -7.5. Total is 152.5. NC State, one of those teams that does not perform when they need to or when people expect them to. They'll go out and beat Duke by 22, and then they'll turn around and get beat by, 25 when they're supposed to play them close. And I'm not making that up. In their last 4 games as a favorite, they've only covered once, and they even lost when they were favored in one of those. So 1-5 against the spread in their last 6, but I will stop being so negative about NC State. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, rest assured, they're going to win this one. That's in the ACC this year, we've just seen upsets galore, well, in college basketball in general, but I do think NC State wins. I just think it's too many points. I just think this Wake Forest team isn't as bad as they've been in years past. Remember Wake Forest, of course, they also beat Duke in overtime. They beat Notre Dame 2 of their last 3. They lost at North Carolina, but that game was closer than the final 10 points. They almost covered the 8-point spread there. I think this NC State team may be a little demoralized because they played with Duke at Duke this past week, the whole game, and then they just kind of let it slip away with like the last 10 minutes. And I think that can kind of have a hangover effect, especially when you're not getting enough to play one of the perennial powers in the ACC like Wake Forest. So I think NC State kind of sleepwalks through the first half, lets Wake Forest stay in it. They do get a little breathing room in the second half. I just don't think it's enough to cover this big spread. So let's take Wake Forest plus 7.5 as Coach Manning gets the money for us underdog bettors here.
Right. I think that's the story of NC State is they play down to their competition as well sometimes. They didn't cover against Pitt that last game against Duke. They were with them in the first half, but then closing out the first half, a disaster. It was a turnover fiesta. It's just hard to watch and even harder to bet on them.